This is one of the most dramatic turning points in U.S. immigration policy in decades. And real people are already losing protection, facing deportation, and being caught in an uncertain legal storm. Today, we break down what's happened just in the last week, the policies, the numbers, the risks, and what you should do if you or someone you love is affected. Economists report that in 2025, more people left the U.S. than entered. The first time in decades, a signal that enforcement and policy changes are actively shrinking migration flows. The federal government is pushing a more restrictive public charge test for green cards, meaning immigrants perceived as likely to use public benefits could be barred from residency. Tensions erupted nationwide after the fatal shooting of Renee Good during a federal immigration operation. Protesters and federal agents clashed in places like Minneapolis, and civil rights investigations are on the way. Globally, asylum protections are shrinking, and this includes the U.S., where tougher screening and legal barriers are making it harder for refugees and asylum seekers to win protection. Lawmakers and courts are discussing limits to birthright citizenship and brother visa restrictions, indicating major future policy battles. Immigration policy is becoming enforcement first. The cumulative effect of expanded border and interior enforcement, including multi-agency operations like Operation Metro Surge, shows a shift toward rapid removal and detention over education and legal process. Visa and travel restrictions are getting broader. Travel and visa restrictions that came into effect January the 1st of 2026 expand entry limits on nationals from dozens of countries and allow holds of re-reviews of pending immigration benefit applications. That means longer waits or outright denial for millions. Tight immigration is already projected to slow U.S. population growth and labor force expansion, a trend with major economic implications. Somali nationals with temporary protected status, TPS, some here for decades, have been ordered to leave by March 2026. Families face separation, economic loss, and the terror of returning to war-torn regions. New York City Council staffer with a long history of lawful work was detained after a TPS program for Venezuelans was ended, highlighting how even long-integrated individuals can get swept up. Countless immigrant families and local community members have taken to the streets to protest enforcement operations that have felt aggressive and unpredictable in scale. The U.S. is expected to suspend visa processing for people from up to 75 countries, meaning many immigrant and travel plans will suddenly be blocked. Foreign nationals from an expanded list of 39 countries may face application freezes, additional reviews, and enhanced vetting, even if they are already in the U.S. waiting for permits or green cards. State lawsuits against the federal immigration enforcement could produce the swift legal changes or injunctions that impact enforcement priorities. Operations similar to Metro Surge and Salvo may expand to other cities, increasing risk of arrest and deportation for undocumented immigrants or those with lapses in status. Consult an immigration attorney immediately. Policies are shifting week to week. Document your status and paperwork meticulously. Stay informed from credible government and legal sources. Avoid risky travel until visas and entry policies stabilize. People's lives are being affected by policies that change fast and without warning. If you've been impacted or know someone who has, share this video, comment your experience below, and reach out for legal help now. You're not alone. Subscribe for weekly updates on U.S. immigration, because when policy changes this fast, you can't afford to miss the news. If you're an international student, if you're on an H-1B, L-1, O-1, if your green card is pending and your life is all pause, this moment matters more than you think, because right now, the U.S. immigration system isn't just changing at the border. It's tightening quietly inside offices, inside databases, inside approvals that never come. And for millions of workers and students, the danger isn't deportation tomorrow. It's something slower and harder to fight. USCIS is slowing, freezing, and re-reviewing applications applications. USCIS has expanded internal adjudication holds on certain employment-based and student-related benefit applications. This affects I-765 work permits, I-485 green cards, change of status, filings. These are not denials. They're indefinite pauses, often with no timeline. Translation: you can be legally present but unable to work, travel, or plan your future. Enhanced vetting is quietly expanding. Applications tied to certain countries or flagged risk profiles are being re-screened, delayed for security review, sent for secondary checks even after biometrics. This applies to students, engineers, researchers, and medical workers. No announcement, no press conference, just silence. Visa processing abroad is becoming unreliable. U.S. consulates are facing sudden interview cancellations, longer administrative processings, countrywide slowdowns. Some applicants approved by USCIS cannot get visas stamped to return, meaning one trip home can become an accidental exile. OPT, CPT, and STEM extensions face higher scrutiny. International Student Report, more RFEs, requests for evidence, delays past the job start dates, employers withdrawing offers due to uncertainty. This disproportionately affects tech, healthcare, engineering, research universities. This is not a ban, it's a pressure system. There is no single headline saying work visas are canceled. Instead, the system is being tightened administratively. Delays replace denials, uncertainty replaces clarity. Time becomes the weapon. When people can't work, can't travel, and can't plan, many leave on their own. That's how net migration turns negative without mass deportations. And why this hits legal immigrants harder than anyone. Undocumented immigrants know the risk. Legal immigrants are told to just wait, just to comply, just be patient. But patience doesn't pay rent. Patience doesn't hold a job offer. Patience doesn't stop your status clock from running out. A PhD student who built their life here, unable to accept a job because OPT is delayed. A nurse on an H-1B saving lives, unable to renew a work permit on time. A software engineer afraid to visit dying parent overseas because re-entry isn't guaranteed. No crime, no violation, just waiting. And waiting quietly erases people. What to expect next? Short-term risks next to 3 to 6 months. Number 1, more delays, not fewer. Do not expect a faster processing in early 2026. Agencies are under political pressure, understaffed, incentivized to review carefully. Delays are the policy. Number 2, travel will become riskier. If you are on OPT, changing status, awaiting adjustment, using advanced parole, travel is increasingly high risk. Re-entry is no longer routine. Number 3, employers will pull back. Companies don't like uncertainty. Expect fewer sponsorships, more rescinded offers, preference for citizens, permanent residents, not because of hostility, but liability. Number 4, court rulings could swing fast. Some policies may be challenged, but others may be upheld. The danger is whiplash, rules changing mid-process. What you should do now. First thing is document everything, receipts, timelines, consult an immigration attorney early, not late. Avoid unnecessary travel. File renewals as early as legally possible. Do not rely on "it worked" from a friend stories. If this system feels confusing, isolating, and unfair, you're not imagining it. Millions of people are feeling the same pressure quietly. Share this video with someone who needs it. Talk about it, prepare, and don't let silence be the thing that decides your future. If you want clear, factual, emotionally honest coverage of U.S. immigration without fear-mongering or sugarcoating, subscribe now. These policies change fast, and knowing what's happening early can change everything.